Hey, this is part 2 of my last video. I highly recommend checking it out before watching this one if you didn't, because I explained this run there. Thanks. Let's start this video by going through my newest encounters. On Route 117, I caught an Oddish. While planning this run, I forgot I could go here before Watson, that's why I'm catching it now. I also unlocked both... Wait? You? Nah, maybe next time. I unlocked both Rock Smash and Strength. I have not talked about HMs yet, so let me explain while I show you some battles. No Pokemon can learn HMs exclusively as I moves, but HMs are mandatory to progress in the story. So I chose to sacrifice a move from one of my live Pokemon. For example, I deleted Linoon's Pursuit so it could learn Rock Smash. I will not use Rock Smash in battle, so it's as if Linoon only had 3 stats moves. Which honestly is not that bad, I wasn't using Pursuit that often. I will not use that Pokemon as HM users, so if Linoon faints, I will have to use another Rock Smasher. As I explained this, I showed you 2 important moments. First, I caught an Hummel on Route 112, not that useful to be honest. The second and much more important moment was my first battle with Alakazam. Back in the first video I did not talk about Route 116. Maybe you had a Kenai ability during my battle against Watson, so maybe this is a surprise. This is actually my second attempt at this challenge. I restarted the first one because I didn't get Harbor before the first gym. Alakazam is maybe the best Pokemon in this challenge, certainly top 2. Yes, a Psycholess Alakazam is better than every wild encounter. Triple Punch coverage is crazy good, and Encore is a really nice bonus. Really good in the mid game and really good in the late game. Why did I save Alakazam to now, you ask? I will talk about that in a bit. Spindon on Route 113 and Lombre on Route 114 are useless encounters. Okay, I'm being too harsh. They aren't that bad, I just didn't use them, but I could see them being used as backups. I repel before entering Meteor Falls, where I rescue Professor Cosmo from Magma Grunts. Thank you, Archie, I suppose. Ah yes, Magma Grunts are the only fanatics here for sure, please don't hurt me. I'm still unable to find Route 115's grass encounters. In hindsight, I really like how the map loops around, but I... Judith? Nah. I think it can be tricky to know where to go next sometimes. The cable car is unlocked, so I can climb Mount Chimney to take Cosmos Meteorite from Maxie. I easily take out the Magma Grunts blocking the path. Let me heal before... Judith? Yes! Nice! Maxie starts the battle by sending out Mightyena. Despite the Dark type's Intimidate, Combustion Reversal is still able to one-shot it. The next Pokemon is... Camerupt? I assumed it would be Zubat. I don't think Combustion can one-shot Camerupt with -1 attack, especially after gaining an extra level and nerfed is reversal to 150 base power. Mightyena comes in, takes an Ember and yawns. Magnitude is really scary. Astonish flinches, nice. Now I can switch in Combustion without the nerf from Intimidate. Reversal now is enough to take out Camerupt. Zubat is the last opponent but is no match to Alakazam. Yes Maxie, you are caught off guard. I am that great of a trainer. Jagged Pass unlocked. Nice. My encounter is... Machop. This is really lucky. 25% chance lucky. Machamp is really interesting. Rolling Kick is okay stab. Rock Slide is amazing coverage. Meditate is nice, but it's not Swords Dance levels of nice. Encore is great. My biggest complaint is the lack of a 100% accurate move. Guts is an amazing ability. I didn't use it that much, but maybe that was a mistake on my part. Overall, really good Pokemon, and on top of that, Species Clause. One of my many plans against Tate&Lyza, a really terrifying double battle in Mossdeep Gym, is Explosion. The only Explosion user I can get is Grimer, a 2% encounter in Fury Path. I repel skipped it just in case I got a Machop here in Jagged Path, because Machop is a 15% encounter in Fury Path. Nummel's 30% encounter rate was also out of the equation because I already caught one. Grammar is difficult, but not that difficult. Torkoal. God damn it, no boom. Don't worry, this was not my only plan. Torkoal to the box forever. Leverage Town. I really like this place. I think there is a Why Not tag around here, but Why Not doesn't have egg moves, so it's not a valid encounter. As for the gym, I have a fire type starter with rock slide and 2 water types. Most battles weren't free, but I didn't face any major difficulties as expected. Flannery's team is not that difficult because most Pokemon can be one-shot by Combustion Reversal. Torkoal, however, has an amazing defense stat, so that's not an option. Not only that, but because I'll have to switch out Combustion, Torkoal will have a free turn and all of its moves are scary. Attract will turn the battle into a RNG fiesta, Body Slam is a strong physical attack that can paralyze, Overheat is a 140 base power stab move without drawback on the first usage thanks to Torkoal's White Herb, and Sunny Day turns Overheat into a Hydrogen Bomb. Let's see how that battle went. As I already explained, Combustion one-shots Numel, Slugma and Camerupt with Reversal. Now it's Torkoal time. I switch into Winona to substitute stall. Even if Torkoal's Sunny Day, Winona would be able to stall with substitute a couple of overheats. White Herb only restores special attack once, so Winona is able to force Torkoal into a second overheat, effectively halving its damage output. Let's just hope for no crits. Azumarill can now switch into a resisted and weaker overheat and lock Torkoal within core to prevent it from using Body Slam. Azumarill uses Perish Song while overheats runs out of PP. I then made a mistake and used Encore, failing because overheat is out of PP, but it doesn't matter. Torkoal uses a now useless Sunny Day. I switch into Machamp and tank and Body Slam, and the battle ends with a failing Rolling Kick. How romantic. Hey, don't get any ideas. I was talking about Torkoal's Attract. You know what? That sounds even worse. Let's just move on. There are only 2 new encounters before fighting my dad, Norman, the normal type gym leader. Both desert encounters. Inside Mirage Tower, I catch a Trapinch. These moves honestly suck, but Arena Trap is busted for Perish Song strats. I cannot evolve Trapinch because Vibrava loses Arena Trap, but honestly with those moves I don't care. Hypercutter Trapinch would be completely useless. I got lucky. After failing a couple times this Makavite path, I finally made my way to the last floor of Mirage Tower. I can choose between the Root Fossil, aka Lilip, and the Claw Fossil, aka Anorith. Looking at both move pools, they both seem to be above average Pokemon. Armaldo with Stab Rock Slide plus Swords Dance is really tempting, but I ended up choosing Cradily that gives that Stab, Rock Slide but trades offensive potential for defensive utility with Barrier and Recover and Mirror Coat. I personally prefer Cradily, but it's honestly a shame I cannot revive both in Devon Corporation. There is nothing else to talk about before Petalburg's gym, and even inside it there's just a bunch of easy trainers for my fighting type starter. So I'll take this moment to talk about EV training. From Giant 3 onwards, Pokemon stats are determined by 5 variables. The base stats of that Pokemon species, the level of that Pokemon, the IVs of that Pokemon, the EVs of that Pokemon, and the nature of that Pokemon. Individual values resemble Pokemon's genetic potential. A Blaziken with 31 speed IVs is faster than a Blaziken with 0 speed IVs. Both IVs and nature are unchangeable emerald. The only thing I can do is to pray for good IVs and natures. Base stats and level are simple to understand. If you defeat a bunch of Pokemon, you gain experience points and start to level up, which increase your stats. Similarly, by accomplishing certain criteria, your Pokemon may be able to evolve into a new species, further improving their base stat, which increases your stats. Simple, right? Now let's talk about effort values. EVs are extra stats your Pokemon earn by defeating other Pokemon. Some games have NPCs or signs talking about how trained Pokemon are stronger than freshly caught Pokemon. That's because of EVs. Each time I start to defeat a Pokemon, it earned EVs. Sometimes attack EVs, sometimes speed EVs, sometimes HP EVs. The type of EVs obtained is determined by the defeated Pokemon's effort value yield. In casual playthroughs, your starter will defeat a variety of Pokémons, Rattatas, PJs, maybe a Pikachu if you're lucky. Because you're training your starter against a bunch of different Pokémon, your starter will earn different EVs. Got it? Now imagine this. If your starter battles always the same Pokémon species, it will keep earning the same EVs. That's EV training. If I use my Torchic only against Poochyens, my Torchic will only earn attack EVs. By defeating certain Pokémon, you can choose what EVs you want your Pokémon to get, effectively letting you maximize your Pokémon's most important stats before capping EVs. After 520 EVs, a Pokémon stops learning EVs. In Blaziken's case, attack and speed. In Alakazam's case, special attack and speed. So Blaziken should grind against Poochyens and Zigzagoons, while Alakazam should grind against Zigzagoons and Numbles. That's why I never use the Abra up until after the 3rd gym. I'm sorry for dumping so much info, but EV training is kind of necessary here. Do you know what happens if you don't EV train while only using bad egg moves? You get wrecked. My dad starts the battle by sending Spinda. Machamp uses Rolling Kick and misses. 85% accuracy, annoying. And Confusion is even worse. Combustion, you're in. What? Why did Spinda deter dance again? Please stop. I don't know why I swapped in Winona. I guess I can tickle Spinda? Machamp tanks a very weak Siding and Rolly Kicks. What a gigantic waste of time. Vigoroth facades and Rolly Kick misses again. Norman's 3rd Pokemon comes in. Winona slashes and Rolly Kick misses again. Bro, what? RNG is killing me. I guess Slash didn't crit, but still, come on. I stand in my Tiana both because of its ability Intimidate and its move Beyond. Winona belly drums, and I don't have a single Pokemon able to survive a +6 attack headbutt. My Tiana was a great monster, surpassing my expectations, but it's time to rest. Rolling Kick hits, knocking out Winona. Azumarill tanks Slacking's Facade, Pyre songs, almost dies. I thought it was faster. My own dad playing counter mind games with me. Combustion comes in, endures a crit, Facade, and Slacking perishes. I admit, I made mistakes far from perfect battle, but RNG was brutal. God. My dad almost killed my run. Wally's dad gave me Surf. Jokes aside, Surf is obviously necessary to play any Hoenn game, but it's also very good because I can get some extra encounters right now in past routes. After receiving Lily from the Devon researcher, I caught a Wingull on Route 105. On Route 106. I can finally get a good rod, necessary to catch both Wilmer on Route 109 and Carvanha on Route 118. Both Wingull and Wilmer are kinda underwhelming, but might as well catch them. Carvanha only has 3 moves, but Stab Hydro Pump is great, and its evolution Sharpedo is a Dark type. A Water Dark monster can be really useful against Tate&Lyza. Did you know that sometimes you need to press the A button multiple times while fishing with the good or great rod in Emerald? Oh, I also went to New Mobile, but there aren't legal encounters there because Voltorb and Magnemite lack egg moves. The path to Fortress City is long and harsh. I'm glad to report that no Pokemon was lost. I saved the Weather Institute from Team Aqua and received a Castform. Wish I forgot to nick him. Castform is probably the worst Pokemon caught by me in this run. Obviously the stats are atrocious and the ability is a useless gimmick. But come on, Game Freak did my boy dirty even in the egg move department. What in the world is Future Sight and Psychic? Who did this? What kind of psychopath is responsible for this? Having no egg moves would be better because at least I could just skip this encounter and not bully the little guy. Man, Game Freak hates Castform. Where was I? Ah yes, I easily defeated my rival and talked to Scott, who shared with me his thoughts about my rival, before healing in Fortress Poké Center. There's not much to do here besides playing some good old heads or tails, because the gym is blocked by an invisible object. Route 120. Are you ready? Thanks to Repel Strides, I catch an Absol. Absol is really really important in this run because 1. Like Carvana, it's extremely good against Tate&Lyza, and 2. Unlike Carvana, Absol is great against Phoebe, Blitzforge Ghost Time specialist. I cannot use reversal strats against Phoebe, so having a Pokemon that can maybe single-handedly sweep her entire team is huge. Why isn't Mega Absol a Dark Fairy type Game Freak? It's a freaking fallen angel. You all need to hire me to fix or not. Steven gives me an item called the Demon Scope. With this I can see invisible Kecleon blocking my way and catch them. Wait, it's gone. Fortress Gym is a flying type gym, so unfortunately reversal strats are out of the way. Instead I'll need to rely on super effective special moves from Alakazam. Yeah, defeating these NPCs was easier than solving the overload puzzles. Winona herself was an Alakazam sweep, Ice Punch against Swapple and Tropius, Thunder Punch against Pelipper, Fire Punch against Skarmory, and Ice Punch against Altaria. If I really wanted to, I could have got a Sharkle to one-hit KO Skarmory, but the grid stealing wouldn't be enough to take Alakazam down. Easiest gym so far. And spoiler, easiest gym of the playthrough. My Route 121 encounter is Shepard. The Sneak-On may be useful if a battle gets out of control, but the other moves are bad. Do you know what's also available here? The Safari Zone. What a fun place with actually good encounters. I could technically catch one Pokemon per zone, but that would be too OP, so I limited myself to only one Pokemon for the entire safari. As you can see by my Excel, yes, I made a freaking Excel to plan my entire playthrough beforehand. A lot of Pokemon with fun move pools are found here. Unfortunately, only here. Volt Tackle Pikachu, Drill Peck Natu, Cross Shot plus Psychic Psyduck, Rock Slide plus Swords Dance Rhydon. Man, I wish every route was as stacked as the Safari Zone. My encounter ended up being Doduo. Endeavor and Flail are nasty. This is basically Diet Blaziken, but hey, Blaziken rules, so Diet Blaziken is still pretty good. After Route 121, I went to Route 123. I can catch a Pokemon here, specifically Kecleon because of Species Clause. Do you know what's also available here? Berry Master's House. It's an NPC that gives, you guessed it, infinite berries. This is arguably the most important NPC of this run. No, I'm not kidding. Remember when I talked about TV training? This guy gives special berries that increase my Pokemon friendship, but I'm a Nuzlocke and content creator. I don't care about it. You see, these berries increase friendship at the expense of EVs. They lower EVs. This is really useful in 3 scenarios. 1. I can take out useless EVs from early game encounters in order to maximize really useful stats. For example, taking out Azumarill's attack EVs and training to get HP EVs. 2. I can better adapt my EVs to fight different opponents. For example, maximizing Sharpedo's attack if I plan to use Double Edge, and then take out attack EVs to maximize special attack to feature either pump sweeps. 3. A secret stat I am planning to do in Pokemon. So, in short, with these berries, EV training is even better. By the way, I gave up on catching Kecleon after an hour. It's a 1% encounter with my moves and stats, so honestly I don't care. Instead, I'm going for Feebas. Feebas is a very weird encounter exclusive to Route 119, that I skipped. It's a fishing exclusive encounter, but you can only fish this little guy in 6 secret random water tiles. Thankfully there is a way to know which tiles are Feebas tiles. I present you Feebas Tile Calculator. You can surf this secret route called Internet, and using both your trainer ID and an NPC dialogue in Uford, find where you can fish a Feebas. Unlike Kecleon and Tropius, Feebas has a very interesting egg move pool. And also unlike Kecleon and Tropius, Feebas can evolve into Stroke Pokemon. So yes, great encounter. I'm planning to use this little guy in future encounters. I misclicked. Damn it. Mount Pyre is a major plot location between Route 121 and 123. Here, Archie and Maxie, leaders of Team Aqua and Magma, steal the red and blue orbs, key items used to awake Kyogre and Groudon. As I said previously, I only played auras and I don't remember basically anything, so I wasn't really sure if I had to climb Mount Pyre interior, exterior or both. So I did both. My Mount Pyre encounter is Vulpix. Stab Hit Wave is really good. I think it's my strongest fire type attack available. Hypnosis and Spite may sound very bad, but I like both of them, so I don't care. Now I can go back inside and climb the tower. There's good news and bad news. Good news first. Tentacle evolved into Tentacruel. Bad news. There's a lot of dangerous double battles, so if I'm not careful, I may lose a Pokemon. Fortunately, I can speak to some NPC and play them individually. Wobbuffet. Thank God, I almost lost Alakazam. Okay, last battle inside Mount Pyre. My opponent sends out Wobbuffet and Sableye. As a reminder, Wobby has Shadow Tag and Mirror Coat, so I cannot switch out and I can get one-shotted by a reflected special tag. My plan is to attack Sableye until I can lock Wobbuffet in a non-dangerous move within the core. I'm not showing this battle because of its overall importance to the run, it's just a showcase of how I use some of these types of moves. Sableye detects first turn, so no damage. Wobbuffet is spamming Destiny Bond, so I cannot defeat it right now. Otherwise it takes down the killer with itself, and Sableye uses successfully Detect again. Finally, Thunder Punch connects, leaving Sableye both paralyzed and on low health. And Wobbuffet uses counter, perfect opportunity to lock it within the core. Then Sableye uses Feint Attack and Alakazam faints. Looking back, I should have seen that coming. Of course Detect isn't Sableye's only move. By playing around Wobbuffet, I was conditioned into not playing around Sableye, as I saw Wobby as the most important threat. No one else was lost in this battle, but Alakazam is such a great loss. Alakazam was key to my strategies against Tate&Lyza, Juan, and the Pokemon League. I considered resetting the entire run, but in the end I decided to continue. At the summit of Mount Pyre, I found Archie. Both him and Maxie successfully stole the harps, so now I need to defeat both of them in their hideouts. Unlike other Hoenn games, Magma Hideout is found in the volcano. Back when I played Horus, specifically Omega Ruby, it was a what the fuck moment to find out Magma's hideout in the ocean. I'm glad Emerald addresses this nonsense. I first thought that the hideout entrance was blocked by this boulder in Fury Path, so I picked up Golem, my Alakazam substitute for the time being, and teaches its strength. Oh, a Fire Sun. Where is it then? What in the wait, the Magma emblem is opening a secret path. Strength is indeed necessary here, so it all worked out fine in the end. I take care of these hideouts minions without major difficulties. Combusken evolves into Blaziken, that's great. I'll need this big chicken against Maxie. Magma's leader opens up with Intimidate Mightyena, but Stab Reversal is still a one-shot. I don't know if I showed this before, but using XP share to reduce experience earned by a Blaziken is very useful to prevent mid-battle level ups that could otherwise mess up with Reversal. -1 Reversal is still enough to one-shot Camerupt. It's actually nice I sent Crobat last because I was expecting to switch to Golem against Crobat before Camerupt being knocked out. I would need to sacrifice Castform to bring back Blaziken. Lucky useless buddy, you're safe for now. I'll probably need to sack you elsewhere. I flew to Lilycove City because Aqua's hideout is nearby. My rival is still blocking the way to the department store. I'll skip him for now. The place is not that difficult. I'll skip to Archie. Wait, you're not Archie. Aqua admin Matt falsely claims that he is not selling for that. He stalls the main character so Archie can flee. Mightyena is knocked out with Rolling Kick and Golem easily defeats Golbat with Rock Slide. Mossdeep is a very pretty island city with both a Psychic Gym and a Space Ender. Oh, and Scott is here too. And the Super Rod is here too. That's nice because some encounters are Super Rod exclusive. There's not much else to do, it's time to Mossdeep Gym. Although I lost Alakazam, I'm still well equipped to take these trainers. Absol and Sharpedo are really useful as archetypes. Some other Pokemon have super effective coverage, and my most used Pokemon are still good on their own. the first double battle goes smoothly. Oh yes, this gym, besides being a psychic gym, is also packed with double battles. Tentacruel might seem like a bad choice, but it has great special defense, so even super effective moves are not that bad. Absol, on the other hand, is almost immediately knocked out with a crit stomp. Next battle, Absol vs Meditite. Obviously, Feint Attack one-shots. I played both Mount Pyre and Mossdeep in the same day. Never skip breakfast, kids, otherwise you brain fart a lot. It's one thing to lose Untitled Pokemon before Tate&Lyza, but losing both? I'm officially in panic. Before continuing this gym, I decided to get some other encounters that I skipped while I tried to make up a new strategy to take the twins. I finally found Route 115's patch of grass by surfing up north, that I called a Swablu. Jigglypuff would have been more useful, Swablu is not good in this gym. I went to Route 123 to catch Kankayan. Its Feint Attack could be useful, but I never found it. I gave up on catching the normal type. And that's it. I'll have to figure a strategy with what I have. And I came up with one. Tate&Lyza are a double battle with 4 Pokemon, Claydol and Xatu, with both Solrock and Lunatone in the bench. The team I came up with is this one: Ninetales, Linoone, Azumarill, Credilli, Trapinch, and Sharpedo. Sharpedo is a dark type with stab, Hydro Pump, super effective against all Pokemon except Xatu, and Xatu cannot touch Sharpedo. But Hydro Pump is not a reliable move thanks to imperfect accuracy, so my main strategy will be Perish Trapping. Perish Song is the most reliable way to take down opponents, especially in double battles where I can perish 2 enemies at a time. But the enemy's AI is not brain dead. The opponent switches out when their Pokemon has 1 turn left. That's why I'm bringing Trapinch. Trapinch has Arena Trap, an ability that prevents the opponent from switching. So I can Perish Song turn 1, switch in Trapinch when Xatu and Claydol have 2 turns left, and as long as Trapinch survives that entry turn, both Psychics will perish. I don't really mind if they take Trapinch in their last turn because I won't need Trapinch to Perish Song the rocks. You wouldn't be able to switch out anyways in this scenario because they are the last Pokemon. It would actually be optimal because Trapinch going down is a free switch to Azumarill or any other of my Pokemon. Besides Sharpedo, Trapinch and Azumarill, I will bring Linoone and Credilli because both can eat special attacks, the first because of Substitute, the second because of raw stats. Ninetales is more of a jack of all trades, master of none, a weak single target super effective move or a strong spread normal effective move. Can be clutch to finish 1 or 2 Pokemon. I talked a lot, it's time to see how this battle really went. I started this battle with Azumarill and Linoone. Azumarill obviously Perish Sings? And Linoone charms Claydol because Stab Earthquake is scary. Xatu Calm Minds and Claydol immediately crits with Earthquake. Jesus. I choose to then Light Screen to protect my team from Psychics, and I substitute to try to save my Linoone. Unfortunately, Linoone faints. What a great surprise, I wasn't expecting anything but Linoone carried a lot of this one. Credilli switched in, but I immediately switched again to Trapinch. It's time to Perish Trap. Xatu sets up again, and Claydol crits another Earthquake. I'm getting destroyed by RNG, but don't worry, I'm going to win. Okay, stop everything. I'm dead. I think everyone can see the video is already over. Do you know what's wrong with my strategy? Thanks to Trapinch Arena Trap, I trapped the Flying type Xatu and Levitator Claydol. Arena Trap only works against ground opponents. I was so excited to do this big brain Perish Trap thing, and right now it clicked. Xatu and Claydol can both escape because neither is grounded. I only have 5 Pokemon alive, including a useless Trapinch and an almost dead Azumarill. I obviously cannot win. There's no point in stalling. Let's see the end of the video. I obviously need to switch out Azumarill because otherwise it perishes, and I'll use this double switch from Lyza to bring a useful Pokemon instead of Trapinch. So I send Credilli and Sharpedo. Tate&Lyza obviously switched their... What? Wait, what? Why? I mean, Thanks? I'm so confused. Why didn't the AI switch out? I'm at a loss of words. Doesn't Emerald AI know how Arena Trap works? So, I won because Sharpie one-shot Soul Rock and Lunaton cannot touch the shark. I wrote this whole script after playing the entire game, so I decided to bait you into believing this was a wipe. Part 3 of 3 is my next video and will be out in a couple days. I still don't know what the hell happened. If anyone knows, please leave a comment explaining. And I think that's all for now, folks. Thanks for watching.